I cheated on my wife with her sister. I don't regret it one bit. My wife and I were high school sweethearts. We got married at 22, had our daughter at 26, and our son 2 years later. For a decade, I thought we had the perfect life. I worked my way up as an accountant, bought us a 4-bedroom house in a good school district, took the family on vacations twice a year. I thought I was doing everything right. Then one Tuesday night, I came home early from a work conference. Found her texting someone, laughing in a way she hadn't laughed with me in months. When I asked who it was, she got defensive, told me I was being paranoid and controlling. I checked our phone bill the next day. Hundreds of texts to 3 different numbers. Late night calls that lasted hours. I confronted her with printouts, and she didn't even deny it. Just shrugged and said our marriage had been dead for years, that I was boring, that she needed excitement I couldn't provide. I wanted to leave that night, pack my stuff, and never look back. But our kids were 6 and 4. I couldn't stomach the idea of them shuttling between houses, spending every other weekend without their dad. So I stayed. We tried counseling. Lasted exactly 8 weeks before she admitted in our therapist's office that she'd been bringing men to our house, into our bed, the bed I'd been sleeping in the house I was paying for. She said it casually, like she was admitting to forgetting to buy milk. I moved her into the guest room that same night, started meeting with divorce attorneys. But here's the part that destroyed me. She stopped being a mother entirely, missed our daughter's soccer games because she had plans, forgot to pack lunches 3 days in a row. When our son asked why mommy was always on her phone, she snapped at him to go watch TV. One night I heard her on a call in the other room, referring to our kids as those little brats who won't leave me alone. I was drowning, working full-time, doing all the parenting, processing the betrayal. That's when her sister Tara started showing up. Tara had always been the family outcast. She was born 7 years after my wife. An unplanned pregnancy her parents never let her forget. My wife got the dance lessons, the college fund, the unconditional support. Tara got leftovers and criticism. She'd moved away after high school, only coming around for holidays. But when she heard what was happening, she drove 3 hours every weekend to help. Started picking up my kids from school when I had late meetings. Helped with homework. Made dinner when I was too exhausted to think straight. My wife barely noticed. She was too busy planning her next night out to care that her sister was essentially raising her children. After about 18 months of this, something shifted. My daughter fell off her bike, scraped her knee badly, and when Tara cleaned it up and put on a band-aid, she said, "Thanks, Mom." It slipped out naturally. Tara froze, looked at me with panic in her eyes like she'd crossed some invisible line, but I just nodded. Because the truth was, Tara had been more of a mother to my kids in 18 months than my wife had been in years. My wife overheard it one day. My son called Tara Mom while asking for help with his math homework. My wife laughed, actually laughed, and said, "Good, maybe now they'll leave me alone and I can have some peace." That's when I knew the woman I married was gone. Maybe she'd been gone for years and I was just too blind to see it. I'd planned a trip to Maui 6 months earlier, back when I still had some stupid hope we could fix things. Luxury resort, ocean view suite, the works. $8,000 that I'd been saving for over a year. I told my wife about it one last time. Asked if she wanted to come, if she wanted to try one more time for our kids. She looked at me like I'd asked her to clean a sewer. Said, "Take those little psychos yourself. I'm done playing house." She said it right in front of our daughter. So I asked Tara instead. Told her everything my wife had said. She cried when she agreed to come. Said she'd do anything to help my kids feel loved again. We flew out last week. The kids have been in heaven, building sandcastles, learning to snorkel, eating shave ice until their tongues turned blue. They keep asking if Tara can stay with us forever. Last night they made friends with another family at the resort. The parents invited them for a sleepover, supervised in their hotel room with a Disney movie marathon. My kids were so excited they could barely sit still, which left Tara and me alone for the first time in 3 years. We walked down to the beach around sunset. Didn't say much at first, just sat in the sand and watched the waves. Then she asked me if I was okay, really okay, and I realized nobody had asked me that in years. I told her everything, how grateful I was, how my kids smiled again because of her, how I couldn't imagine our life without her anymore. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I love those kids like they're mine." I kissed her, right there on the beach with the sunset behind us. And for the first time in 3 years, I didn't feel broken. My wife can keep her affair partners and her freedom. I've got someone who actually shows up.